Hey my friends, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. My name is Sammy and today we are going to be doing some thrifted wood DIYs, and I am also collaborating with Erin over at Lady Poe Designs, and I'll share more about her later. So let's go ahead and get into this. So you guys, I found this wood cat at Savers for like $3.99 during Halloween, and I knew I either wanted transfers or mold, but since I'm extra, of course I had to go with a mold. So I am using my Faber-Cast 50/50 resin. It dries within 10 to 15 minutes, so it's like amazing resin, except it's way more cost effective. This is in my Amazon store, link in the description box. So we're doing 50/50, and then I'm getting resin dye in black. And I'm going to stir this in and then pour my mold. Now, the reason I'm using the black dye is because I'm going to be using Bohemian Blue over this, and I didn't want to have to do several coats of the paint in order to cover it. So I knew if I made my mold darker, I would only have to do one coat. So I will say though, my plan was to pop this out before it was completely dry, but I think the dye cured this way faster than usual because there was no way this was like 10 minutes at all, and it was hard as a rock. So I had to work with it. So I placed it on top of my wood cat. I'm going to take my craft knife, and you guys use caution. Obviously, most of us are grown-ups watching this. Use caution when doing this. Obviously, I'm just going for it here. So with your mold, you can heat them up. It'll be easier if you stick them in a microwave, but I wasn't about to pop upstairs to do all that. So I'm applying my heat gun to this, and you'll see them, like you could see that one like getting soft, almost jelly like, and it makes it easier to cut or bend. So I had to do that and go around the cat and kind of reshape her. And then with the pieces that I cut off, I am going to see if I could use them in other spaces just so that I'm not wasting that one entire mold. So I'm going to play around with that. Then I poured another one. Now, this one you can see doesn't easily pop out, and that's because it's not all the way cured. And that's what you want if you want to, let's say, use your mold on like a curved surface, or if you want to cut back your mold, which is what I want to do. So you'll see I'm going to again play around with the placement, and of course I'll save the rest of this mold that I don't use. And then I'm able to way more easily cut this down versus it being completely dry. Even the mold itself right there looks amazing, but that's not what we're going for. Now I'm going to attach my mold. I left it laid out in the pattern that I wanted. I'm going to use Titebond wood glue, and I'm also going to use my hot glue in sections that kind of like sunk down. And then I'm going to apply that to my kitty cat. And I will do that as well with the other remaining items or pieces. But for the smaller pieces, I did use my brush at some points. That way I didn't have the glue like coming out of my molds. Once that is completely dried, I am going to take Bohemian Blue. If y'all do not have this color in your craft arsenal, you need it. It is so beautiful. I am using a chippy brush and I am stippling that paint on. I like doing chippy brushes with these molds because they get into all of the nooks and crannies and covers all of that detail. But this is why I wanted to go with the black resin, because if it would have been white, I would have had to do probably at least 2 coats to ensure that I covered all of these beautiful details. Oh, and by the way, this is the Juliet mold. I think I have a couple in stock. All right, once we are done, look at that. Look at how that dries down. Is that not gorgeous? I love it. All right, now, once that color's dried down, I'm going to get tarnished pearl and I'm going to put a bunch of water in with it. This is the drip dropping method. Some of you guys love it, some of you guys hate it. However, this time around, I'm not looking for drip drops, okay? I am looking to coat the mold with like a chalky old world kind of finish. So you can see, like, I'm not necessarily letting that watered down paint drip down. I am trying to cover the entire mold with it, and then I dab off the excess with a paper towel. And you'll see, I think I do a close up right here of the difference that it makes. It is gorgeous. Okay, or maybe I don't. Maybe it's the next slide. So you can see it dries down. It's beautiful. Now I'm going to take copper patina and I am going to lay that on top of my mold. I'm extra, so of course I'm going to add something shiny on here, but also it's going to make all of those details just come to life on this cat. And it looks absolutely stunning. But of course, I was not done because then I was like, this is too shiny. So I decided, look at how gorgeous. Oh, so I applied the mold the same day that I did this paint. And I suggest waiting overnight and then painting it if you're going to use the watered down paint. Because what happened was that water was getting behind my mold and causing my mold to lift because that glue, that Titebond, was not all the way dry yet. So there is my lesson for you today. And look at how gorgeous. So again, whatever was left in with the tarnished pearl, I added more water to it, and then I'm going over it once again. And this was to dull down that pennies from heaven just a bit more. I wasn't digging like how super, super shiny it was compared to the rest. And you'll see right here, this is where I give you guys the closer look. Look at that. Oh, these molds just make me so happy. Now, once everything was dry, I am just going to get my clear wax. I wanted to do liquid patina, but I was like, I do not want to have to get in all those details with the liquid patina. So I decided to go with the DIY clear wax. The clear wax will deepen your color just a tad bit. So keep that in mind when using it. Liquid patina won't, and it keeps a matte finish. That's why I've been enjoying using it lately on my projects. And this is how our fancy Juliet kitty came out. I think this was a great upcycle. You guys know I'm extra, so of course I had to do this mold. And I hope you guys like it and are inspired by it. Definitely don't skip out on the cut out wood pieces at the thrift store. Now, you guys, Lady Poe Designs. This is Erin, and she is so uber talented. She does a lot of DIYs with wood, which I know a lot of you like, and thrift flip. She's actually only been around since fall, so she is new to YouTube, but I 100% guarantee that you guys will enjoy her, especially if you are my vibe, then you'll definitely be her vibe. So her links will be in the description box for you. I've had it for a while, and I thought it was too generic to just like put in my booth as farm fresh. But what I'm going to do is use this to display jewelry. So I bought like playing cards, but like really cool looking ones. And I'm going to make slits in the top, put necklaces on them, and then put them in here. So I wanted to put jewelry and such right here and then paint this up as a display. So let's go for it. I wasn't going to put you through the torture of watching me do every single clay mold for the lettering, but I did pre-make all of my letters with the clay. I will say doing the letters with clay versus resin is 10 times easier. If any of you have a trick for doing resin with these small letters, please let me know. But for the most part, you're going to want to use, your clay. So I am just going to spell out jewelry and such. And then I should have done it on the back side because it took me like 3 coats to cover up the white Farm Fresh, but let's just make things harder for ourselves. I'm going to take my Type Bond wood glue and I'm going to take a paintbrush and I'm going to essentially paint the glue onto my lettering and then place it. If I were to use my bottle of glue, I would have a hot mess. I would have glue coming out from behind my mold, and that is not what we want at all. So this is a cleaner way. It does take more time, but it's a cleaner way of achieving the look. Now I'm going to take Plum Pudding. This is one of the JRV Cottage colors, and I am going to do all of the front and the back. Now, I did have to do around 3 coats on the front because, like I said, I had to cover that white writing up. So I am just going to take my brush. I did let this dry overnight so none of my letters move on me. And I'm going to get into all of those beautiful details. And I do not have to clear this paint because it has a built-in top coat, which I'm all about. Sorry I put in such a long section of painting. I just know you guys love it so much. You're welcome. All right, now moving on. I wanted to show you this because, okay, this, when I saw it, said wood, but then I realized it was MDF, so my apologies, but we're going to say it's a wood thrifted item. Now, I started rubbing on the plum pudding with my finger on the top instead of a paintbrush. It was so much easier. The first application I did was with the paintbrush, and I sat there forever trying not to like get inside the boxes. Second round, I went in with my finger, and it was so much easier. All right, after that's all dried, of course, I'm coming in with that gilded gold wax and coating the top. I could sit here and watch just the gold wax go on for a long time because it's just so beautiful. But I wanted to add the gold on because now I feel like it makes the letters pop out at you. And I didn't want to add more molds to it because I want the star of the show to be the jewelry in the box, not the box itself. So I thought that this display turned out great, and I will definitely show you a picture when I actually get it in my booth, get all the jewelry in there. I think it is going to be so dang adorable, and I think this color is going to be able to kind of move around the booth and go with a lot. I got this piece from Habitat from Humanity. I actually got a lot of them, maybe a few of them, and they were $5 each, and they actually came out of an old building in Kansas City, Missouri. Now, I put some Salvation solution on here just to kind of like seal everything, but it leaves a really glossy finish, which I don't really feel like goes with this piece. So I'm going to try to put some liquid patina over it and see if it will give me my matte look back. I tried the liquid patina, you guys, and it did not work. We still had like major glossiness underneath. All right, once that dried, I turned it around. I'm going to apply a sawtooth hanger on the back of it. I get these at Wally World. And I did measure it to make sure I got into the center. We're going to flip that back around, and then I'm going to take this leftover vintage lace I took off something else, and I'm going to try like a pleated ruffle effect on this. I had never done this before, so basically I put a strip of hot glue behind the starter piece, and then I fold it back, put some hot glue, then you have to fold it back again and put some hot glue on top of that. And then, you guys, I won't put you through the torture of me saying that over and over again, but I do that all the way across the bottom of this beautiful salvaged piece of wood. Once I was done, I grabbed one of these beautiful knobs. I got these at Hobby Lobby, 50% off. I will note that you need tiny screws for this knob. If you're able to find them, they do not take regular screws. So I put one on the right and the left, obby. And then I thought it needs more. Like, I can't just leave the bottom that fancy and not do something with the top. So I got this costume jewelry I got at garage sales, and I decided that there needed to be some strands of pearls up here. So there's like a little curve on this section of the wood. So I'm going to put a strand of pearls up here. And then there is also that second groove right underneath it. And we are going to put another strand of pearls in there. I felt like this completely kind of wrapped this all up with a perfect bow on it. I'm not making sense, am I? It's the pregnancy brain. But look at how gorgeous this is. And the reveal video seriously does not do this justice, you guys. This is stunning. This would look so beautiful in somebody's bathroom or their bedroom with like necklaces hanging from it. There are so many possibilities on how this could look good in your home. So hopefully you guys can find some. Never ever skip out on wood bowls at the thrift store. You can use them for so many different things. You guys have seen me like redo them and put transfers on them. Today I'm going to put one on a candle holder because your girl has to get rid of some of these candle holders. So I think I'm going to do kind of like a farmhouse, antique farmhouse kind of like look to it, you know, like white, tan, kind of break it up. I know everything we're doing is dark in this video, but don't skip out on these because you could use them for so many different things. All right, let's get started with this one. I took the candle holder outside, you guys, and sprayed that with a clear matte by Rust-Oleum just so I didn't have any issues with the paint clinging to it. And then with the bowl, I am taking Salvation solution and I am going to coat that. I didn't want any of the tannins or oils coming through, which tend to do when you are working with wood. So I figured I would just put a coat on. After I'm done, I still do not have JB Weld. So we are going with Gorilla Glue once again and some hot glue to attach our candle holder and our wood bowl together. And if you guys can, like I said before, I highly recommend doing JB Weld if you're going to sell these pieces because that stuff ain't going nowhere when you connect them. Well, I got too carried away watching fried green tomatoes and I forgot to press record. If you love fried green tomatoes, leave me a comment. Put a tomato or just put fried green tomatoes. I will never get sick of that video. Okay, let's continue on now. So now I'm taking the salt wash mixture and we're going to stipple that on in random places throughout. I love doing this to create texture, dimension, and also give it an older feeling. If you look at antique farmhouse, you will see that a lot in their items. So I love recreating that look. After that was completely dried, I waited overnight. I took white linen from JRV Cottage Colors. And y'all, oh my goodness, it took me 3 coats. And I mixed this paint very, very well. 3 coats to cover up, well, basically all of the coloring of this. And then also it just looked streaky. And you guys know I cannot stand streaks. So after 3 coats, my intention was to wet distress this and bring that sandy blonde back out. But since I did so many coats, I could not distress this back. So I decided to try something I haven't done before, and that is take my clear DIY wax. I'm going to take a smidge of the sandy blonde, and I'm going to mix it to make my own custom wax color. And I know it sounds weird because it's paint, but you guys, it worked exactly like any other colored wax. So you can see I'm putting it on all of the parts that had the salt wash on it. And then I am just going to take my paper towel and I wipe it back. I think if you were to just like leave it like how it looked before I wiped it back, it would obviously be deeper and darker, but it wiped back flawlessly, just like any of the other paints do. And it left me the beautiful tan color that I was looking for in that sandy blonde. So I will definitely be doing that again. The JRV Cottage colors have the top coat, so I did not have to clear this. I wish I had better lighting because the shadowing is not doing this justice, but it was a great way of taking two thrifted pieces, my thrifted wood bowl, and turning it into beautiful home decor. So thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to check out Erin. Her link to her video for this evening and her channel will be in the description box. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hey everyone. Okay, my check-in at the end of the video. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope you were able to get some crafting. I saw some of the comments. I'm so excited. I hope you guys, if you do have Facebook, make sure to join the Facebook group to share what you guys are currently working on. I saw a lot of you said that you wanted to try to just have fun with a paintbrush as well. So definitely share that in the Facebook group. The link's in the description box. Let's see. As for me, going on right now, I'm in my, I guess you could call it nesting phase. Oh gosh, hold on. I'm trying to edit the video. I have taken the covers off of the cushions off the covers off the cushions, so that I can start cleaning them, because I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so gross. Hank has been sneaking up on them, so they smell like dog, and I'm like, nope, I can't do it. I need to wash them. So I'm doing them in sections so that we still have half the couch to sit on. So I feel like I'm starting to get there with the nesting. I know I need to do my bookshelf that I showed you guys last time. I have not touched since Halloween. So I asked John to bring up like a plastic table. That way I like to like take out a plastic table, move everything to the table, and then like put things back up there. So hopefully I'll get the energy with that. I just took my, what do you call it? DTaP whooping cough shot today. And she was like, oh, your arm will be sore tomorrow. No, girl, it is so sore today. Like lifting it up and everything. And I was like, oh, I had so much more intricate things that I wanted to do for this video, but then my arm started hurting so bad, and I was like, I cannot go on. This hurts so freaking bad. So thanks for supporting me in some of these simple DIYs. Let me know down below. So I try to do simple, and I will tell myself like, okay, go easy on yourself, do something simple for this video. But like, I always have to go one step further and then two step furthers when crafting. Like there is no simple for me. Like instead of just putting the bowl and the candlestick together and painting it, no. Then I have to get salt wash. Then I have to paint it. Then I have to just distress it down. Then I gotta add a little wet, you know, like it's not just like cut and dry for me. Like it never is. I have to do it. So anyways, you guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I am doing the same, like sleep wise and everything, but we are on week 30. We are getting there. We're going to go pick up the kids, do every Friday we go get ice cream with the kiddos after we pick them up. I hope you all have a great Mother's Day. I'm sorry for those that have lost mothers, who have not been able to become a mother. All of that is hard on Mother's Day. So my thoughts and my prayers are with you on this day. And for those of you that can celebrate with your family or your friends, happy Mother's Day. And I will see you guys soon. Oh, and do not forget to check out my girl Erin, okay? Her links are in the description box. Okay, bye you guys.